Hi, my name's Emily. Thanks for joining me on the mat today. You're in for a slow, stretchy, chill flow today. Don't forget to subscribe so we can meet on the mat again, and leave a comment and a like if you enjoy the practice. All right, let's get started. So first thing I like to do is we're going to be seated in cross-legged position if that's comfortable for you. I like to have a blanket just to pop underneath my buttocks, just to lift my hips up a little bit and make it a bit more comfortable. So you can have this kind of shape with your legs. You're welcome to have a little more traditional cross-legged pose, whatever's comfortable for you. All right, so wherever you've found your spot, you can just start by moving. So you're welcome to close down the eyes if you want to kind of come into your practice with a little bit more internal awareness. Hands on your knees, wherever they are. And then just start to raise the chest and rock back, round the spine. Just moving back and forth like that. Using your knees with a little bit of leverage as you just start to wake up the spine. Moving between a big open back bend and then closing down, curling the spine, rocking the hips underneath you. Just moving at your own pace. One more back bend. And then just release. You might have to shake out the arms. All right, so from here, let's take the left hand out to the left and then right hand up and over. Big side bend. And then roll down through center. Sweep the arms all the way over to the right and find the side bend on this side. And then just move back and forth at your pace, finding lots of opening down the sides of your body. Just getting things moving, and you can move a little bit more quickly than me. Perhaps you want to really feel each in-between moment by slowing it down. Bit of an opportunity for you just to find where's a little sticky in the body today. Keep it moving. Starting to build a little bit of heat in the belly. Next time you come over to the right, pause there, and then just let it go. Come back to center. All right, if you've got a little blanket underneath you, you can just take that out and pop it to one side. And then bring your feet out in front of you, a bit wider than hip distance apart with bent knees. And then just using your arms as posts behind you, just let the knees drop over to the left and then to the right, back and forth. Some more movement to the lower spine and the hips. Just keeping it really easy and fluid. Slowing it down if you like. And next time you're over to the right, let that be the last time. So just adjust the feet again and bring your hands into heart center. Lean back just a little bit so you got some space, and you can have your legs however you like, really. It's totally up to you. All right, we'll bring the knees over to the right and try and sit on that right buttock. And then from here, take the right hand and stretch it towards the front of the mat and the left hand towards the back of the mat. So side bending over to the left. All right, come back through center, hands to heart center, and then over to the left. This time, it's left hand that reaches up and over, so you side bend over your right leg. All right, come back through center. All right, just going at your own pace, finding the side bends on each side. And just moving fluidly. You can probably see me coming forward a little bit. If you want to just adjust, you can do that. Really just making it as fluid as possible. Getting some sensation into the legs, waking up the abs, and also getting the side bending happening through the body. So I really want us to focus on using the spine today. So I find that's what gives me the most joy in yoga. Okay, next time you're over to the left, stop there, come back to center, wiggle your way back. And then again, you can just rock the knees from side to side. All right, so from here, I'm going to suggest that we do some rock and roll just to massage the back. But if you know that's not quite right for you, what you can do instead is just reach forward over the legs and find a little back bend a few times. If you're comfortable with rolling, just hang on to your knees and roll a few times. Being careful to stay on the back, not on the neck. A few times, and then cross the legs over and roll over so you can come onto all fours. We're going to come through some cat-cow stretches. So from here, on your next inhalation, start to drop the belly and create a back bend. And then on your exhalation, round through the spine, press through the hands. And moving back and forth. Again, encouraging lots of movement through the spine. Noticing how the movements almost move the breath for you. You're welcome to keep with this traditional cat-cow. If you'd like to add in a little bit of something extra, what you can do is kind of imagine that your rib cage is in a washing machine. So rib cage goes down, then over to the left, then up towards the ceiling, over to the right, and back down. Twice more in this direction. Then we'll reverse it. So ribcage comes down, over to the right, up to the ceiling, over to the left, and down. Twice more. Really feeling into every micro movement of the spine. All right, from there you can just press the hips back in space, coming into an extended child's pose. And if that's a bit too much through the knees, you can always stop somewhere along the way that feels comfortable for you. When you're ready, tuck the toes underneath and lift the knees up for downward facing dog. Taking a little moment just to stretch out through the calves, finding a pose that works for you. Come to stillness, so do some extra movement here. Come high on the toes. Drop the heels over to the right. And then bend through the knees, so you get a twist through the spine. Come back through center, high heels, and then over to the left, and bend through the knees. Once more each side, over to the right, and then over to the left. Settle back into downward facing dog. And then raise the right leg towards the ceiling. Really feeling the squeeze to the right buttocks, bend through the knee and open the hips. Still trying to keep your torso facing down towards the mat and more of the lower body doing the twisting movement. Bring your right knee in towards your chest. Try to step the foot in between your hands, but if it stops somewhere along the way, you can just adjust it. so you can comfortably get there. Untuck the left toes and then find your way up into a kneeling lunge. And in this kneeling lunge, I want to keep it more in a 90-90 kind of position. So just staying high instead of just pushing forward. I want to stay high. Squeeze the left buttocks to almost tuck the pelvis underneath you, but still keeping a nice neutral spine. Bring the hands in front of your heart. And then from here, left hand comes a little higher than the right. And then we want to push with the left hand into the side bend over to the right. And then right hand can add to the movement by pushing across the body. And then come back through center, reach the hands high. And lower them back in front of the heart. Let's switch it over. So this time right hand comes a little higher and it pushes you over to the left. And then to add onto that, left hand pushes across the body. And then bring the hands back in, reach up high. Lower the hands down on the inside of your right foot. Just swivel the right foot out a little bit. And then from here, you can stay up on fingertips. Or if it's a little still too much, maybe put the right hand on the right thigh. If you're comfortable in this position, you can come down onto elbows. Totally up to you. Just finding a little bit of movement into the hips. Then step the right foot out towards the right. We want to try and have right heel in line with left knee. Great, so coming onto the hands, if you're not there already, reach the right hand high, big, open, easy twist. And then reach the right hand underneath the body and through to the left. Reach up and reach through. Once more, reaching high and reaching through. Replace the right hand onto the mat. And then this is where we might also diverge. So we want to try and aim the buttocks back. Maybe you walk the hands forward. Maybe you stop somewhere along the way. Perhaps you come all the way down with buttocks onto the left heel. Wherever you are, it doesn't really matter. It's just working within your comfortable range. And then try to float yourself up into an upright position. Take the hands behind you, interlace the fingers, squeeze the shoulder blades together, open through the chest, squeeze the left buttocks to support the back bend. Release the hands. Buttocks presses back, hands walk forward, finding your variation. Bring it all back in. Interlace the fingers, open the chest, squeeze the left buttock. One more time, reach the hands forward. Finding your variation, it might look something like this. And then coming back in, really finding the opening to the chest, opening to the front of the left hip. Release the hands, reach them up to the ceiling. Maybe you look towards the thumbs. And then right hand on right thigh, reach up and over, side bend over the extended leg. Roll your way back down, hands come onto the mat. And you can bring the right knee back onto the mat. From here, tuck the toes, press the hips back. And then as you roll forward, rounding through the spine, untuck the toes, let the hips come down, squeeze the buttocks to come into kneeling upward facing dog. And then lift up, press back, tuck the toes, lift into downward facing dog. Take a moment here, just starting to feel into the difference between the left side and the right side of your body. Perhaps you're already noticing it. And then walk your hands to the back of the mat. So you can come into a forward fold, bending your knees as much as you need. So your forward fold might look like you have straight legs, you might have bent legs, might need some support onto the thighs. Let the head be heavy. Wherever you are, take a breath in as you lift the chest. Maybe knees stay bent, maybe legs straighten. Maybe you're coming up high like this, and then folding back in. Take a breath on the lift, and then let it go as you forward fold. Once more, lift, inhale, and lower, exhale. Walk the hands to the top of the mat, finding downward facing dog. Raise the left leg towards the ceiling. Squeeze the left buttocks to lift the leg high. Bend through the left knee and open the hips. Remembering not to let the torso open as well, rather trying to point your sternum down towards the mat. Let the twist be through the lower body. Bring the left knee into your chest as you come forward into plank pose, and then step the foot in between the hands or somewhere along the way, and then help it there. Right knee comes down, untuck the toes, reach the hands high. Squeeze the right buttocks to tuck the hips underneath you, but not so much that you lose the curve in your spine, just enough to start to open through the front of the right hip. Bring the hands into heart center. Right hand lifts up a little higher. Push the right hand over to the left to create the side bend, and then add on by pressing the left hand across the body. And roll down through center, hands together, reach up high. And bring the hands back in front of the heart. This time, left hand's high. Let it push you over to the right. And then add on, right hand pushes across the body. And roll the arms down through center, reach up. Place the hands on the inside of your left foot, just adjusting the left foot out if you need to. Bringing them down, perhaps you have the left hand on top of the left thigh, just so we can start to create some opening through the left hip. Again, you're welcome to come down onto elbows if that's for you. And then when you're ready, just start to wiggle your left foot out towards the left. Straight through the legs, line up left heel with right knee. Raise the left hand towards the ceiling, maybe gaze follows. And then reach it underneath and through towards the right. Second time, reach up high. And then reach down and through. Once more, lifting up, look up. And then bring it down, reach through. Come back to center, left hand comes onto the mat. Now here's where we all might choose our own adventure again. Press the hips back in space, a little bit or a lot. You might walk the hands out, you might press all the way back. And then bring the hands in, stack the body on top. So you can come into this position here. We have the interlaced fingers squeezing the shoulder blades together. This time, right buttocks is working really hard. And then let it go. Press back, walk the hands forward. Rolling up, interlacing the fingers, opening the shoulders, finding the supported back bend. Once more, press the hips back, the arms forward. And then coming up, interlace the fingers, open through the chest. Come up, reach up. And then left hand onto left thigh, reach up and over, side bend. Still squeezing through the right buttocks. And roll down, both hands to the mat. Bring the left knee in. Tuck the toes, press the hips back. As you roll forward, untuck the toes, round through the spine, squeeze the buttocks to press the hips down and forward. Kneeling upward facing dog. Roll back towards puppy pose, tuck the toes. Lift the knees, downward facing dog. So we're going to find our own way to a seat. So you might just place the knees down, swing the legs out to the side and do it that way. Perhaps you'd like to do a little hop into a cross-legged position and then come to sit down that way. All right. So from here, I want you to reach the legs out long and then lean back. Bring the right knee into your chest. And then try with no hands to open the right hip so you can come into a kind of open Janu Shirshasana, or the open variation. Then you're welcome to bend this left knee as much or as little as you like. Place the left hand on the right knee, reach up and over with the right hand. Finding the side bend and a little twist. And just remembering you can bend through this knee if it feels a little too constricted. Roll the top hand down. Lean back, hands into heart center. Extend the right foot forward. Left knee comes in. And then open up. Excellent. Right hand onto left knee. Reach up and over. Create the side bend. Remembering bend the knee if you like. And release. Lean back. Lengthen the left foot forward. Excellent. Bend through the knees and reach forward for the feet. From here, just let the head come in towards the knees, and then you might shuffle the feet forward a little bit or a lot. Just finding wherever it's comfortable for you to rest for a few moments. Release the hands from your feet. Easily walk your way back upright. And then shuffle the buttocks forward. Make sure you've got that blanket near you or something soft. And roll down onto the ground. Hug the knees into your chest. Perhaps you hold the thighs. Perhaps you hold the knees. Wherever you are, let's try and give one last squeeze to our abs by bringing forward towards the knees. And then softening down. Place both feet onto the mat. And then place something soft underneath your pelvis. So not on the soft low back, but on that hard pelvis. And then reach both legs out. You'll bring the right knee in towards your chest. So I want you to be able to keep the left leg straight, flex the foot, and keep the heel on the ground. And then you just bring your right knee in as much as you can maintain the integrity of the left leg. Finding maybe a little opening through the front of the left hip. You can close your eyes down to soften into the pose. Trying to send the breath a little deeper into the belly. Sometimes when we're opening through the hips, you can start to feel the breath become a little bit more shallow. We just want to counteract that as softly and gently as we can. All right, soften the left leg so you can bring both knees into your chest. Stretch both feet out again. But this time you'll bring the left knee into your chest, keeping the right leg straight and the foot flexed. And then just bringing the left knee into your chest as much as you can while still maintaining the right heel onto the mat. Just notice whether your breath is shallow or deep. There's no need to vigorously change it in one direction, but just seeing if you can nudge it towards deepening, even by just half a second. Just that little bit of awareness can create the release. And then slowly bring both knees into your chest, give them a little hug. Take the blanket out from underneath you. Reach for your feet. Hold on to the outer blades of your feet for happy baby. Or you could just hang on to the thighs, just doing what's comfortable for you, what you feel like you need right now. And then you can just lengthen the legs out. Have the palms facing the ceiling, close down the eyes. And take a short Shavasana just to percolate in all the changes to your body, to your breath, to your mind that you've made while you've been on the mat today. Soften into this new body, new mind space that you've created. Start to wiggle the fingers and toes. Take a deeper breath. And then roll over onto your favorite side. Gently press yourself up into a comfortable seated position. And then just take a deep inhalation and let it go. Blink open your eyes. Thank you so much for joining me on the mat today. Hope to see you again soon. Please subscribe so you get updates about when I post my next flow. See you soon.